Fields grow anew with the spring of life. In this sheath of truth will I wrap myself tight. The landscape it goes for miles. The myths of old, they breathe in me life.
Like Chris L., you've got a really excellent question on whether America was ever free from a point of view of legalities and all the rest of it. And the answer simply is, no. It's never been a sovereign republic. I mean, that's just a myth. It was overcome so early in the day. And we can sit here, and argue about when that was. Clearly for me, the fall of Germany in Europe signaled, the repercussion for America was enormous, the fall of Germany. So that I actually believe that the First World War and the Second World War were partly instigated to prevent an alliance between America and Germany. You see, starting with a commercial alliance and then moving into other areas. So by the time that Germany was wiped out, for America it was all over, as far as I'm concerned. We don't have time in a short questions and answers to get into it. I would head over to my Germanophobia.net site if you want information on that. You can also go to michaeltsarion.com and read my Constitution Con article, which shows you that, right from the point go, there was some very, very shady stuff going on with the signing of the Constitution. On my YouTube channel, you'll find a Declaration Deception video as well. Just type that in, Michael Tsarion, Declaration Deception. On the Constitution Con article at the bottom, there's also videos that I recommend you watch, particularly the work of Ralph Epperson. So that if you look at Ralph's great work, any lingering doubt, he shows you that the door was left wide open for the oligarchy to enter in again. I presented a great deal of information on the legalese aspect on my forum, on the posthumanism page. Just first page, posthumanism, click on it, and then just scroll down and you'll see a section on some of the legal alternatives that I think we should brush up on. It's very, very important. But and also on the recommended info. But when it comes to the legalese that you were asking about different systems, I'm skeptical about a lot of it. All right. The only one that I personally like is Nathan Fraser. So check him out on YouTube. Check him out on the posthumanism page. I like his approach. It's not quite the approach that a lot of other people have when it comes to UCC codes and upper lower cases and all this other stuff that is floating about on the internet. I don't have a lot of trust in any of that system. I think it's good to know about. There's elements of truth in it. But the reason why it won't work is because the powers that be are always moving the goalposts. So when a certain system comes at them, you're using a certain system, hopefully to get in there, and unseat them. They just move the goalposts, so you can't win. I've always thought that the best system is to become a lawyer as a lawyer, just as a normal lawyer. Just learn the law as it already is. That gives you all the empowerment you need. You don't need any bizarre, fringe, alternative, wacko-jacko systems. You just study as any lawyer would. Oh, that's oodles of empowerment right there. And then if you want to bring in some alternative stuff that you've heard, well, you're in a perfect position to do that. But even if you don't know any of those things, there's so much in the law as it already is for you to work with creatively and makes a lot of changes to our world. And then move from that point on to empower other people. So I think these alternative modes are interesting, but whether they're applicable, whether they're going to actually weigh in and overturn any injustices, I don't see that happening at all. I think they're interesting. As I say, I got a lot of links there on the posthumanism page to browse. But I'm all for the more straight-laced, situation in which you learn the law as it is being used, by lawyers and judges and work from that. I also believe this because at the end of the day, it will really not be outsiders that do damage to the status quo. It will be insiders. People like myself, outsiders, will be able to direct, will be able to provide impetus, to provide passion, to open minds and all of that. But when it actually comes to real deeds being done, possibly doing major damage to the status quo, it will be people from within the system. Okay, I've said this in the introduction of the Irish Origins of Civilization program, that insiders are very, very important, and a lot of my message goes to them. Those who are already working within the corporations, working within the banks, working within the military, working within the media. You see, these are the whistleblowers. They do a lot of damage. They may not know as much as somebody who's on the outside, who's studied for all their life, but they're that grain of sand within the oyster shell, that can do a lot of damage from within. And certainly in the legal area, the empowerment of somebody who is a genuine person who would study the law and then go out to teach it to other people, I think that's phenomenal, and that should definitely increase. And it's a little bit of a distraction when you start getting into more of the fringe stuff, because it's so harder to see how one would apply any of that. But that's a really good question. And check out the MTSAR forum, posthumanism page, and the rest of the threads on that posthumanism thread. There's a lot of good stuff there.